Welcome to the Old Iron Lever channel. My name is Bob and this is part 3 and the final part in the series on rebuilding the Harbor Freight blast cabinet. In this piece we're going to kind of wrap up all the loose ends and add a few tips and tricks that I haven't seen anywhere else. It doesn't mean nobody else has done them. And there'll be a segment in the middle of it about repairing and rebuilding and cleaning up my turret dust collector, because I'm going to use that with this to get the ventilation in it. So let's get on with it. Well, time to take a handheld again and show you some more things. Just a couple of installation tips. Okay. Time to go handheld again and show you a couple little tips for putting this together. The metering valve there, if you have this style metering valve, screws onto the end of this hopper right here, this little cone, and my suggestion is get the valve screwed onto the black piece there first, and then turn the funnel here whichever way points the hose the right direction. In my case I had it so I tightened this up just about right and it was pointed to the back, so I had to take it all apart and redo the screws. So anyway, put these screws in here on the side after you get that piece there put in. And while we're down here, I ran into a problem. This is the drain valve or the drain plug to let your media out if you want to change the media. The way the plug came is it was fully threaded all the way to the end, and it was too easy to cross thread it. So what I did is I turned about half the threads off in the lathe, and now this piece acts as a guide up into the thing to get it straight to start with, and now I have no trouble at all putting the threads on and getting it tightened up. And it's also a lot less turning the threads. Got half as many threads. The next thing is I got the wiring done all except for the missing elbows, which are on the way. Power pack's mounted on the back. Got a little piece of split duct or split loom leading it into the bottom of the box, and all the junctions are made up inside there. Turn the power switch on, the pilot light comes on, and inside all the lights are up and running. And you may notice now, just in addition, these pieces right here, all the way around, are the cuff kit. And this, I think the cuff kit is great. It fits perfect. As far as the contours and all that fit really good. One of the problems I had with it, and it probably is not a fault of the kit itself, but the fact that I had an older box and the corner seams may possibly be thicker than the newer boxes. So I had to trim the ends of all these pieces. When you get them, they should be marked right, front, left, rear, whatever, and they are not interchangeable. So we get it in there. I had to trim the ends off of just about every one of these, and on the shorter end pieces, I had to, the outside screws there, I had to widen the slots toward the inside, toward the middle, toward each other, whatever. And then just to be complete with it, I went ahead and put a little caulk on each of the corners to take up a little tiny gap that was left after fitting everything. So like I say, this may or may not be a problem with the rest of the kits and a modern box and everything. Then I've got some screws that were supplied with it that I haven't drilled and installed yet, but that takes us up to the end of what I've done so far. Oh, by the way, there's also an order to putting these in. Got to put the big pieces in first, and then the little pieces come over the top of them. Well, we're about to embark on the second part of the bead blaster project. This is a Donaldson air cleaner that I got. It actually came with my surface grinder, and I really wasn't planning on using it there, so I'm going to make some modifications to it, clean it up, paint it, and it'll be put in service over on the bead blaster. So first thing I got to do is kind of disassemble it, and I need to replace the motor. The motor in is a 3-phase, 1/3 horsepower, so I'm going to put a single-phase motor in it. So I'll just leave the camera on while I tear into this stuff. Okay, we're at the point of putting the filter back in, and that promised to be a bit of a wrestling match because they wedge together pretty tight in here. Got them in. Okay, there's that. Now, items here right on top of it. This is the filters. I don't know if there's a whole lot you can see here, but I'll leave the camera on, and if I can see it, then I'll do it in the video. Bag shaker's all in place now. So we step down on it. There it goes like that. Okay, that's all of that. Now we're done with the bottom door there. I'm going to go ahead and put the door on it so I don't get any nastier than I have to. That's good, snug. Okay, now I got to go wire up a motor and get the fan set up on it, and we'll put that in next. Okay, I've got the motor wired up so it spins the right direction. Now, this is a fairly nicely made fan, but it came with these square-headed set screws, and I'm going to replace those. Set screw assortment. And why, you ask? Well, because at 3,450 RPM, this thing tends to have a fair amount of vibration, and it makes it noisy and so on. And I thought it would be a real nice thing if I could eliminate some of that. So the set screws are going to be more close to the amount of weight that was taken out of here to drill the holes for the screws. Set the sheet metal cover in there. Like that ought to be about enough. Go try it one more time. That should be on there solidly. Go back over and mount it. Okay, it looks like we have the motor pretty well lined up. It's a little hard to see from this angle. Looks like it's pretty well lined up, about in the center of the chamber. So I'm going to bolt the motor down right there. I don't know if I mentioned it, so I'll mention it again if I did. These pleated bags have this steel wool stuff in between the two to hold the face of the bag open, the mouth of the bag. I sealed this one on the end up with silicone, and the reason I did that is it's apparently been rubbing against that nut on the inside of the cabinet and it's worn a hole in the bag. I'm not too worried about the efficiency of the unit, but I don't want the leaky bag to be drawing dirty air through it. So anyway, ready to bolt this thing down, and then I think we're basically, other than the wiring, we're done. Okay, we got the motor in. Fan looks like it's clear of everything. Put the other cover on and fire it up and try it out. Whoops. Easy stuff is coming off here. That won't be a problem in just a second because it'll be all jammed in there anyway. That's it. Any kind of luck, it'll be a lot quieter than it used to be, but you didn't hear it before, so it didn't matter. It actually is quiet. That feels good. That is nice. Okay, it's going to get set out and put on the bead blaster and get a little short piece of hose between the two, and we're completely done with this project. Okay, got your handheld. Going to take a little tour of the thing. In place, all ready to go. There's the power supply on the back there that came off the computer, and the switch, all the panduit type ducting, this wire mold or wire ducting. The glass is all in place, single strength on the bottom, double strength on top. Got two little metal clips in here that keep the glass from sliding off when you're changing it. Inside we got light above, light on one side, light on the other side, and a light in between the gloves. Have the new baffle there, the new deflector, what do you want to call it. We got the original on this side that we put the slope on top to help shed media. All around the bottom we got that cuff kit that gets rid of that ledge between the bottom hopper and the top. Then we come down here, we have the dust collector, power switch, short piece of 3-inch duct or 2.5, I don't know, anyway, something like that. And the dust collector itself. And what's left to do? Well, let's put something in there and bead blast it, see what it sounds like, what it feels like, how it works. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a trick because I got the camera right up against the front of the cabinet, and so let's just see what it looks like. First, turn on the lights. And you can see in the background there's a piece of a Maytag single lung engine. Turn on the fan. Got a 1/2-inch air hose feeding this thing, and set at 40 pounds. Okay, let's get the gun up. And now we're using 80 grit glass media from Home Depot. It's not the best glass media, and if I were really trying to rip this rust off of here, I would get like a 35 or 40 grit, you know, like a garnet grit or something. Here we go. I'll tell you what, that is so much faster than it used to be. And doesn't leave little spots behind either. That's probably 3 times faster than I could have done it with the old setup. came out really nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. The series on the rebuild of the dust collector and the rebuild of the bead blaster. It's working very, very nice. I'm very pleased with the results. I actually would recommend, if you're doing one of these, to take a look at Mike Tacoma's stuff at Tacoma Company and see what he's got that might work for you. He's got several different kits, window kit, cuff kit, an inside door paneling kit, the actual blast gun, and the media mixing appliance and all that. Anyway, he has 3 different levels of kits for some of the parts that are, you know, good, better, and best type thing. Anyway, I do encourage you to give him a shout. He's a very helpful guy. He'll talk to you forever about blast cabinets and how yours is built and what you need and so on and so forth. So anyway, as usual, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment you think I'd like to hear, well, feel free to do that too. And until we get to our next project, happy trails.